The former Bells School holds a significant place in the history of Northeast Chatham County, playing an essential role in this tight-knit farming community. Situated off Farrington Road in the Bells community, it has carried an Apex address since its establishment, which was originally known as Route 4 Apex. The opening day of Bells School is a moment that the administrators would never forget. On Monday, October 16, 1922, despite the inclement weather reported by the Chatham Record, a remarkable 169 students arrived eager to learn, with an additional 30 expected to join the following week. 8th graders John Atwater and William Farah were assigned the task of navigating many Chatham County's unpaved roads to transport students to and from school. Yes, you heard me right. 8th graders, 13-year-olds, they were assigned the task for picking up children and taking them to school and returning them home. On that first day, it quickly became clear that 2 trucks driven by the 8th graders were insufficient for nearly 200 students. Consequently, school officials promptly ordered a 3rd truck to enhance transportation efficiency. 1 truck was tasked with making 2 trips to transport students until the new vehicle arrived in November of 1922. The community needs shaped the education. Now, to grasp the operational decisions of Bells School, it's essential to consider the community it served. This was a tightly knit farming area in the northeastern part of Chatham County where survival hinged on successful harvest. The school adapted to the needs of the families, allowing older siblings to bring their younger siblings to class if parents were working in the fields during peak harvest times. It was not uncommon to see a 3-year-old sitting at a desk beside an older sibling. Bells had a unique school calendar. Now, given the agricultural setting, the school calendar at Bells was distinct from today's standard schedule. When farm activities intensified, the school would close its doors, whether it was planting season, vegetable picking, hay baling, or livestock transportation. If extra hands were needed in the fields, children were called in to help. While education was valued, ensuring the community was fed and the farms operated smoothly took precedence. This community was adept at using their resources for food production and preservation, and the school was no exception. However, this led to some interesting headlines in the Chatham Record. For instance, in the July 7, 1939 edition of the Chatham Record, a headline read, "Bells School is in need of jars." Why, you may wonder? Would a public school urgently ask the public for jars in the middle of the summer? Well, let's uncover the reason. B.H. Tharrington, principal of Bells School, states that the school garden is growing and producing, but there is an urgent need for jars for canning the food to be used in the school lunchroom during the coming year. Bells led the county in the number of lunches served last school year. "If you have surplus vegetables," said Mr. Tharrington, "please bring them to Mrs. Lila Atwater, along with jars in which to can them, and she will give credit on lunches for the next school year." The canning project will not change the method of operation of the lunchroom. Children will still be given credit for produce from home during the school year. The project, we hope, will make possible better and more generous lunches at the same low price. Canning will be done by most recently approved methods, and no powder will be used for preserving food. Mr. Tharrington asked patrons who wish to contribute canned goods during the school year not to use any chemical preservative, as this destroys valuable vitamins. Food preservation is nothing new, and the idea of preserving food is still practiced today. Now, the methods in preserving foods have changed throughout the years. Want to learn more about preserving foods? Chatham County Family and Consumer Sciences Extension Agent Tara Gregory offers food preservation classes, which always seems to be a very popular workshop and fills up very quickly. Tara's next pressure canning workshop will be held on Wednesday, September 23rd from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. This is a hands-on workshop where you'll learn the ins and outs of pressure canning. You will learn how to safely preserve many of your favorite foods or foods from your garden using a pressure canner. Don't miss out on this opportunity to learn a valuable and time-tested skill and stock your pantry with delicious home canned goods. Preserving foods that are grown in your garden has become a tradition in many families and communities. Why not start a new tradition with your family by growing the foods that you love and preserving them for later meals like the Bell School did way back in the 1920s?